Homage to Dr. Jose Rizal. This gallery, honored by Dr. P. Rizal, 1861 to 1896, known widely for his patriotism and acclaimed novels Nalmitangre and Alphabistrismo, display here are several portraits and busts painting of Rizal, Intelman Filipino artist from early to mid-20th century. Second one is the Silvina and Juan Silaya Hall, the Gallery 8. Will be the outbreak of World War II. Filipino artists depict the scene of expressed conflict and suffering during the era. Works in the gallery portray the imperial Japanese occupation from 1941 to 1945. This includes Capas by Demetrio Diego, which shows the soldier resting on the bamboo beds after walking in a Batan Death March. Kiyohos is 40 by 80 inches piece, was the largest painting by the artist to enter the market. This is the subject Fisherman Briefing by the Bounty, shown the national artist Ferchan for portraying the common man in a style that focuses Cavism with expressionism. The Pasig River. Gabriel Custodio, 1912, was born in Tansa, Cavite. He graduated from the UP School of Fine Arts, 1939. He is the painter of this sculpture, or the Pasig River, the one who taught Gabriel the fundamental arts. He is the famous on his murals at the St. George Greek Auxiliary Church in Makati. Group of 10 Hifag figures, Ifugao tribe, Northern Luzon, Philippines, carved hardwood. The University Museum and Art Gallery of the University of Hong Kong represent the Ifugao sculpture expressionism in Philippines Cordillera art from December 1, 2017 to February 4, 2018. This exhibit or exhibition of tribal art and culture. It is shown as a large group display, both figurative sculpture and ritual boxes amplify the talent of the artist from the There are many Igorot tribes, mountain people that inhabit in the Cordillera Administrative Region or CAR, which include the Benguets, Ifugaos, Bandogs, Kalingas, and Afayabs. In these following photographs of Igorot are which have been portrayed through the mural on a wall at the Baguio City Domestic Airport in Local. Cab Museum is the house that art built, as one writer puts it, and in that has everything: an art love, one's paintings, sketches, prints, sculptures, installation, cravings, and everything else in between. Artworks in Region 1. Ilocanos Heroes. Juan Luna, the great Filipino painter. Later in 1877, he left the Barcelona for the advanced painting lesson, and he painted the Ilocano Heroes that was encouraged by Don Lorenzo Riego. He is the first painting tutor, and he entered the Escuelas de Bellas Artes de San Pedro in Madrid. He received a school-only academic prize in that year.
Is worked and made into a variety of items: small souvenir, eggs and animals, chess sets, nameplates, mortars and pestle, and religious icons are a thriving industry. Slabs and blocks of marble are also sent to other regions of the Philippines to be used for construction, monuments, and gravestones. The Raya Mangyan are fond of making baskets with intricate patterns and designs of humans, animals, trees, and other objects. It is made of dried nito grass and forest vines, meticulously and patiently woven to create these very unique baskets. These handicrafts are usually made of wood that they harvest from their environment, mostly the forest and in the mountains. These handicrafts depict their art and culture, which adds up to the cultural and heritage value of the indigenous peoples of Palawan. Quilts are made from patches of fabric sewn together using tiny stitches to make finished products like bags, bedspreads, wall hangs, wallets, etc., which are themed using appliques or patterned patches of fabrics. Sun drying is the only post-weaving process employed in the Caragumoy hats, and there are no chemical preservatives and color dyes applied, making it a 100% green hat. Textile weaving varies from tribes to tribes. Cotton is grown in plenty in Nagaland, and Naga clothes are made of local materials. The motifs, designs, and patterns, however, are quite complex, and their symbolic meanings and usage are rather significant. They use natural dye made of tree roots and leaves for coloring. The tapis inlay is meticulously selected, carefully treated to achieve a golden luster. It is then cut by hand or machine into different shapes to create a unique pattern. Linawan is the finest fiber used for weaving the piña cloth. The second layer is bastos, a coarse fiber used in making strings or twine. The finer fiber is called pinokpok. All these fibers are combed to clean them further, usually by the river, since it is believed that its water makes the strands whiter and render them easy for hand knotting into continuous strands. Each tumandok product is a work of art and love. Every item was painstakingly handmade by a number of skilled artisans, spanning many arts of work, from arranging the natural patterns, laminating, and buffing to bring out the natural beauty of organic raw materials.
This artwork is the balance of high technology and indigenous people, and the growing discovery of the importance of indigenous environment as a component and significance to modern times in order to relate and communicate socio-economic and environmental problems. The word anihan means harvest. Anihan is first and foremost a Thanksgiving celebration for the people's bountiful harvest. It is likewise a tribute to the farmers whose efforts are a significant factor in the success of agricultural development in Saxorgan. Sun Point is a particular site along the coast of Davao Oriental. Facing the Pacific Ocean was the setting of a grand spectacle. Hundreds of local and even foreign tourists are said to have gathered here to have a glimpse of the first sunrise of the new millennium. Almost 2 decades later, many people visiting the province are still not familiar that in the town of Caraga, about 1 hour drive north of the capital, the sunrise first in the Philippines at the foot. You can find solitude in many places, including the privacy of bedroom. Along a wall along an empty street late at night. Most of us require solitude to live a balanced life in which we feel satisfied, experience well-being. Chimeras like Pegasus, the flying horse, are recurrent. The power of the phoenix, indicated by the merging of the human head onto a lion's body, and sometimes augmented by the wing of the bird. The late 1960s, an independence movement was founded in the Mindanao, the Philippines, to separate the Muslim majority Moro areas from the rest of the Philippines. The areas is now called the Bangsamoro.
The painting features a glimpse of Roman history centered on the bloody carnage brought by gladiatorial matches. Espolarium is a Latin word referring to basement of Roman Colosseum, where the fallen and dying gladiators are dumped and devoid of their worldly possessions. I think the artists want us to see the patriotism of the Filipinos, the revolted against the Spaniards who conquer our country and treat us like slaves. The abuse power of the Spaniards is huge, so the Filipinos revolted against them. Andres Bonifacio created the KKK and fight for the freedom of our country. Zamboanga City Hall is the seat of the local government of Zamboanga City. The National Historical Commission of the Philippines considers the City Hall building as a National Historical Site.
Trequero, Soil Painting in Bukidnon. Artwork by Jan Estrada. Soil painting is alleged to have existed in Bukidnon. One of the most popular soil painters of the province is the tribal singer and artist Waway Saway, a member of the Talaandig tribe in Songkolan, Tapan, Bukidnon. Is a home to original and authentic soil painters. Besides, Bukidnon artists have wide consciousness about visual art. Waway even initiated events showcasing Bukidnon's beauty through soil painting, eyeing Bukidnon as soil painting capital of the world. Enigmata, Camiguin Island. Enigmata means to open your eyes and enter the journey inwards, the creative circles of the mind. As a social enterprise, Enigmata maintains a low-impact, eco-friendly treehouse eco-lodge camp training venue for its artists and students. It promotes homestay with the purpose of guests experiencing a meaningful visit in Camiguin while engaging in and interacting with the community to understand local life and the environment. The Messenger, Understanding the Work Behind the Peace by Rab Taniedo. The idea of the messenger came as a dream of a post-apocalyptic angel who comes to warn people. He enticed using his body, but the menacing look of his outfit gives an eerie feeling, and he exudes mysteriousness that also gives curiosity. One-eyed caricatures. After 12 long years of hibernation in the art scene of Davao veteran artist JC Gonzalez is back with the arts he longed to make since he was a kid, the one-eyed caricature.
Region 2 Cagayan Valley. The artwork that I chose is the giant butaka. Butaka is a chair with a long armrest which is not used for the arms but for the legs. The lazy chair of rich families during Spanish era. It was used by the hacienderos as their resting chair after a busy day of roaming around their lands and rice fields. It is also known as the Little Hospital, which pregnant women gave birth to their newborn child on a butaka with their legs comforted by its long armrest. So meaning, butaka is a handcrafted chair with long armrest that can also use to give birth to a newborn baby and can also used by the hacienderas as their resting chair. For a Calabarzon, the artwork that I chose is the Heritage Caravan. Heritage Caravan is a great showcase of heritage arts, culture, and cuisine of Calabarzon. Different from other tours that I had which focuses more on the nature's beauty, this tour will make you appreciate the rich cultural significance of the Philippines. Millennials like us. The last one is the Region 3 Central Luzon. The artwork that I chose is the Pancha Piano features Ina in paintings. Ina in paintings is highly acclaimed Bicolano painter Pancha Piano has shared images of a series of paintings featuring Our Lady of Penifrancia on her feast day. Said paintings were exhibited in Los Angeles, California in 1999. He is also the artist behind the stained glass artworks in Naga City. Piano is
party in the Philippines. Now with Angeline, Quinto on the TV screen. This is like December, coming into Manila with the hit and drums. Yeah, she shake it up and dance it like no more drama. You shut the window, she's Philippines, throw it out that. The world keeps talking, but we ain't walking. We keep on dancing, that's how we rock it. 7,107 islands of PVC pieces of heaven.
Piliin mo rin ang Pilipinas. Piliin mo